Alrighty. So, we've discovered the paperwork from our dad. The recording stopped because I ran out of hard drive space. And so I'll just quickly go over this. I hope it's you, Willy, who's reading this letter. Otherwise, all my effort will have been in vain. My latest research confirmed that Captain Kidd and his crew found a huge treasure. I don't know where they hid it, but they drew a map which was divided between the members of the crew. Before his execution, Kidd hid his piece of the map in the cell. I managed to find it still intact. This means that the map was never put back together and that the treasure still lay somewhere forgotten. You will find the piece of the map together with this letter. It is, of course, unusable without the other pieces. From my something, it seems the rest of the crew took refuge in Bone Town, amputating the tuna of them captured. Is what it says. Evading capture? Something like that. After years spent looking in every book of the time, I finally discovered the list of the crew. And that's where we are now. And yes, the jack did lift up the table, as expected. Find the missing pieces and I'll reach the treasure before someone else does. I can't say anything else. Time's short. I feel I'm being tracked. I don't know if we'll ever meet again. Okay. Now I understand what the piece of paper was that I found with the letter. Dad always performed great feats, but I never imagined he was looking for Kidd's treasure. It has always been said that it was basically a legend. I don't remember the complete story exactly, but maybe the librarian can help me. Maybe so. And have a list of names. Better start asking information of the townsfolk without attracting too much attention, of course. I don't need my father's old library card anymore. Even if someone found it, it would be useless. I have the letter and the piece of map belonging to my dad. Okay. Let's go talk to Maggie. Oh, Maggie! Am I wrong, or did you tell me your name is Margaret Teach? That's correct. Do you know a name named Charles? Your question surprises me. How do you know my great-great-uncle, grandfather? I'm doing some research in the genealogy of Bonetown and I stumbled upon the Teach family. Yes, it's been several generations now since the Teachers settled down in Bonetown. What can you tell me about Charles Teach in particular? My great-grandma told me that he was a former fisherman with a knack for books. This library is a donation he made to the city of Bonetown just before he died. After he arrived here in Bonetown, he devoted himself exclusively to reading, and many of these books were bought directly by him. He had so many of them that he basically founded the town library, which then became the family business for the following generations too. And he didn't leave anything else apart from the books. All he left is stored up on the upper floor, but it's mostly junk. The real treasure was his books. There's also an old crate without a key, but it looks empty. Right. Do you by any chance know the story of Captain William Kidd? Sure, it is mostly a legend. In the golden era of piracy, Kidd stood out for his endeavours, if you could call them that. The endeavours of a pirate aren't exactly heroic most of the time. Anyway, his ship, the Adventure Galley, was supposedly filled with treasures. When it suddenly disappeared a few years later, in 1701, Kidd was captured and executed, but his ship and the crew were never found. What do you think happened? What always happened at the time, Kidd and his crew squandered all the loot, and to cover their tracks, they sold or even burned the ship. After this story, Kidd became legendary. Thank you. Thank you, Maggie. You have been most helpful. What can you tell me about Steve Burnet? He's the only one here doing anything, blah, 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 blah. Thank you. I'll visit him as soon as possible. Thanks, and goodbye. Thank you for visiting. I'm not doing that again. Why do they say that long-winded goodbye every single time? Oh, yeah. The city has always held more allure at the expense of small villages, and Bonetown is no exception. All the young people left when they had a chance. Leaving the town is the current story. It seems you know our town well, although you're so young. Can I ask your name? I'm Margaret Teach, yes. but those who attend the library just call me Margaret. Once there was a Morgan here in Bonetown too. Then he left seeking for fortune and became famous, but he never stopped coming back to visit Bonetown. I don't think you know him. You mean Henry Morgan by any chance? He surprised me, and that doesn't happen often. The point is, I know him very well. Henry was my father. I'm sorry, kid. I didn't know. Don't worry. It's been a while. 10 years ago, right? How does she know that? Kid, I'm the librarian. I basically remember everything that is put on paper, and Henry used to come here to our library a lot. Right. Wow. You know anything about his disappearance? Unfortunately, only what I've read about it. One night he was here in Bonetown. The morning after, it's like he vanished into thin air. Not a clue, not a trace. No letters or anything that could have guided the search parties to a solution. Oh, wow. It's disappointing to know. You know what he was working on in his final research? I don't know. He always read a lot. Basically all the tombs you can find here. And sometimes, or at his request, I had to order books from other cities as well. Well. You know if he had any enemies, maybe? Henry, let's be serious. I think there were very few men as affable as him. Thanks for the information, Maggie. You've been very helpful. Don't mention it. If I can be of any more help, just ask. All right, lovely. Thanks and goodbye. Go on, say it again. Thank you for visiting the Bonetown Library. If you need any more assistance... Yeah. I wish I wouldn't do that. Did you... Yeah, okay. What? See, I didn't even mean to click on that. Let's go. Yes. Goodbye. Who's that sneaky little cheeky monkey? Very strange. I have the feeling I'm being watched. Did you see that guy in the corner of the screen? Must be careful. You never know what could happen in Bonetown. Dangerous place full of dangerous people. And chickens. Dangerous chickens. I mean, that's a brave chicken right outside the chicken. Absolutely, kid. Healthy, genuine, and it's not fattening, so you can eat as much as you want. We Bellamy's have invented more than 100 recipes to serve it with. That's chicken, by the way. A diverse menu, then. Are you a great-grandson of Eddie Bellamy? Absolutely, kid. My great-great-great-great-grandfather was the best cook of the 7 seas. He was the one who founded the first One-Eyed Jack, and since then, we've come a long way. Do you mean that you've expanded all over the world? Absolutely not. Bonetown has always been the one and only place where you can taste one of our delicacies. Do you mean that you introduced new original recipes then? Absolutely not. Nobody can improve Grandfather Eddie's recipes. A distant cousin tried to do that, starting his own company, the something or other, but I haven't heard about it since, so I don't think he had any luck. Surely not your luck. Yeah. I didn't get it, but it's okay anyway. How is business going? Money is not important to the Bellamys. Our forefather Eddie Bellamy left us a little nest egg to pursue our family mission. And what would that be? Find the chosen one. What do you mean by chosen one? The family legend says that Eddie Bellamy, progenitor Bellamy's, learned every recipe to cook, but his efforts in the kitchen seemed not to be appreciated by customers who considered his recipes mere common chicken. Bumpkins. So he created the only meal that was not chicken-based, the Bellamy cookie. The patron seemed to be thrilled by the extraordinary innovation, but Eddie, given the indifference his cooking received before that, imposed one condition. Only the chosen one could taste the cookie from the Bellamy recipe, and since then, from generation to generation, the search has kept going. Which cookie are we talking about? The sacred cookie, contained in that glass case, built to keep its fragrance intact. How long has it been in that case? Since the day it was baked by Eddie Bellamy. And according to legend, it seems that Eddie found a recipe for a pastry that could last for centuries without losing its fragrance. Do you mean that in all these years nobody was able to earn the right? Absolutely not. The original cookie never has anyone ever been capable. How do you recognise it? They'll be the only one who can pass the test. Oh, what test? There's so many letters and words in this. Only the worthy will listen to the entire menu without blinking an eye, and at that point he'll have earned the cookie, along with honour and fame. Very epic. Where does the test take place? At the table. When you feel ready, take your seat and we'll see if you might be the chosen one. But don't get your hopes up. We're extremely selective. Wow. I've seen all that Bonetown there are new gutters. Yes, the mayor decided to invest the city's money that way. It's not a bad idea. By channeling the rainwater, the city will ensure some drinkable water. The mayor? Yes, Steve Bonet. He's the man who's been taking care of the city for countless years. Luckily, he's in charge, or Bonetown would already be a ghost city. Okay. Thanks and goodbye. Thanks to you and enjoy your stay in Bonetown. That's the glass case. What can we do? I can't open this case without the right key. The lock seems to be tamper-proof. What about if we just smash it? It's a very strong lock. I don't think it can be opened so easily. I need the key. Alrighty. Let's do the test. It's a table. I see you want to improve yourself. When you're ready, call me and I'll take you through it. I feel ready. Very well, I'm coming. Let's begin the test. We'll soon know if you're the chosen one or just another common person. Our menu includes mushroom chicken, algae chicken, egg chicken, spicy chicken, sweet corn chicken, pepper chicken, olive chicken, chicken in vinegar, blah, blah, chicken, blah, 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 free range, blah, 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 herb crusted, blah, 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 blah. Kid. Hey, kid. The test is over. I'm sorry. I thought you were different from the others. For now, you're not the chosen one. And yet, sure, I would be the one. Yeah. In time. Good morning. Good morning. Can I do something for you? I'm very busy and I hate to lose time. Are you the museum janitor? No, I'm the curator, as well as the only artist in Bonetown. Remarkable. Busy doing what? I don't think you'd understand. You don't look like you have an open mind like us artists. Please, I'm very curious. No. Come on, share it with me. No. Okay, I don't think it was that important anyway. Not important? Are you kidding me? My research is of vital importance for the Bonetown and its history. Research for peace of mind. Funny. Finding himself? No. Well, what kind of research? I'm trying to clear the name of one of the most controversial figures in Bonetown. Who are we talking about? Tom Riley. He spent most of his whole life in here. Was he a researcher too? No. This was the prison once. They said that Riley, because of his alcohol problems, spent most of his sober time in here. No. Tom wasn't a drunkard. His artistic life was very troubled. My research proved that. Have you already done other research on Riley? Yes. You can find everything about it in the book I wrote on Riley. You can take a copy if you like. Already done. Very illuminating. Really? What passage impressed you most? When he talks about his family life. Here in Bonetown, he never had a family, but everybody considered him part of the city. Just what I meant. Why are you so obsessed with Tom Riley? It's not that I'm obsessed. Tom Riley was a great artist just like me. Some of the objects in here are his works. But as with all the misunderstood geniuses, he had a devil inside. Some people claim that in the midst of drunken stupor, he could produce his best work. But once he was sober, he destroyed those works because he deemed them not to have been done by him. and I, being a misunderstood genius myself, now want to clear his image. If you say so. And how do you think you can do that? I'm trying to recover all of the works left by the master, and in the meantime I'm tracing Raleigh's great-grandsons by delivering the only thing he left here in Bontown. His dignity? No. Toothbrush? Don't joke about that. We artists are not interested in personal care. I'm glad to hear that. I'm talking about that envelope. What are in the contents of the envelope? I don't know. It's an official document classified by the police and kept here in the museum. It says for Raleigh's heirs. I cannot open it. I would go against my artistic code of ethics. And probably against some laws as well. Yes. I'm looking for Raleigh's heirs to deliver it, so I might know what happened to Raleigh once he left Bontown too. Right. Alrighty. Goodbye. Thank you very much for your help. Yes. Goodbye. Nice chat. Right. What do we got to do? I guess if we just explore the remainder of the city, we get a pretty good idea of everything that's going on, I guess. Apologies if I lost a bit of content earlier. My hard drive reached maximum capacity and I didn't realise straight away. Should be all right now. Oh, I recognise this chap. That's Steve. Hello, Steve. Good morning, Steve. Good morning. I'm sorry, do we know each other? It's been a while, hasn't it, Uncle Steve? Uncle Steve. Uncle Steve, there's only one child that called me that. It can't be. Willy, is that really you? Yes, Steve, it really is me, Willy Morgan. Son, how are you? Sorry if I don't get up. My back is killing me. Sitting here all day is bad for my health. All good, Steve. Thank you. Tell me, what brought you back to Bonetown? It's been years since the last time I saw you. For the anniversary of my dad's disappearance. It's been 10 years. I was thinking of swinging by the cemetery. Already 10 years. Time seems to have stopped in Bonetown since then. I sought refuge in my job to forget. I don't see your mother. Does she know you're here? I told her I was leaving. She's away on a business trip. How is she? I tried many times to contact you in recent years, but she never answered. It was very tough for her too. She preferred to make a clean break from the past, concentrating on me and her job. Bonetown is a memory that still hurts a lot. I understand. Is he genuine? I'm not sure. I'm not convinced by him at the moment. Could be part of the evil crew. The evil mini crew. How are things going here in Bonetown? Not very well, I'd say. It's becoming harder and harder to run Bonetown. People leave, and the problems are constantly increasing. Yes, when I got here, I had problems parking my bike. Problems parking as well? Well, that too must go on the list. Do you mean I saw some construction work on the buildings. That is one of the biggest problems in the city. It seems that our H2O resources are drying up. People say upriver, certain companies have been doing excavations that cause the fracturing of some faults. But I launched an investigation and there's no correlation. So I'm trying to solve the problem by recovering rainwater. I hope so for Bonetown. Do you remember what happened to my father? It's always painful for me to talk about Henry. We grew up almost like brothers before he decided to leave and become one of the most famous archaeologists in the world. But despite his work, he always found time to come back here to the family and meet his old friends. Unfortunately, his disappearance is still shrouded in mystery. Night before that fateful day, we went out together. The next morning, I stopped by to say hello, but there was no trace of him. His room was intact. The innkeeper said he didn't see him going out. That's all I know. Since then, I've been racking my brain to understand what happened, but Henry seemed to have vanished into thin air. Just like Mum always tells me. I don't trust this guy, I'll be honest. Do you know by any chance what Dad was working on? I wouldn't know. Whenever he come to Bonetown, he told us fantastic stories of the places he explored. We felt like we were there with him. Dad was always an exceptional narrator. When he told me stories before bed, I couldn't sleep right away, but instead spent a good part of the night fantasizing. That's what they call it. He used to do the same thing with us here in Bonetown. Everyone was enthralled by him. Fantastic. What a great chap. Okay. See you later, Uncle Steve. Come back whenever you want. You'll always find me here. Thanks. What a top fella. He's either absolutely brilliant or a complete scumbag. What a weird globe. It's covered in sticky notes. I'm sorry, I'd prefer you not touch it. There are some important notes and I don't want to lose them. Fair enough. What about these stamps? These stamps are of Bonetown. Better ask for permission. I'd risk looking like a thief. Can I borrow a stamp? Of course, as long as you use it responsibly. Even if they're dated back, they're official stamps of Bonetown. Thanks, I'll use them well. Actually, when you're finished with the stuff, you can help me out with that stamp. I have a lot of paperwork to authenticate. Gladly. Seems like a fair trade. Thank you, Uncle Steve. See you later. Come back whenever you want. You'll always find me here. Yes, I know, you said that already. Thanks, Uncle Steve. I might need one. I'll take the more worn one. Good thinking. I already know exactly what we can do with that. Well, not exactly, but we'll use it to authenticate something. I don't think that ransacking the paperwork will help me in any way. No, I don't think so. There's a lot of disorder up there. Fair enough. What's this all about then? The upper floor seems to be condemned. Certainly does. I don't want to risk hurting myself. Well, that's good thinking, young man. Good thinking. Good morning. Good morning. What can I do for you? I was just browsing. No problem, but please don't touch anything without my permission. I've arranged everything so that it will make my work easier. What work? I'm developing a recipe that will make me rich. I just have to find the final ingredients. Can I have some candies? Unfortunately, I have to say no. The ones you see in the shop are needed to complete the recipe I'm working on. Even the ones you're sticking in your face. I've noticed. If you have some pocket change, there's a candy distributor right outside the shop. Cool. 5 cents for a candy. Very nice. Thanks a lot. What are you working on exactly? It's a recipe in my own concoction for a new non-alcoholic drink. As soon as I find all the ingredients, I'll patent it. I've written everything I need on this piece of paper I found in the back room. There's still some ingredients missing to complete the recipe. Then I'm sure my life will take a turn and I could say goodbye to Bonetown. Can I help you somehow? Let me think. Maybe there's something you could do. I need to go to the warehouse to get some things I couldn't find anywhere else in town. But I need a specific plant that grows here in these surroundings. It's a plant with white flowers that only grows in places exposed to the sun, but also with enough moisture. No problem. I'll see if I can pick it up and bring it to you. No. It's extremely delicate. Any contact with the acids in human skin could ruin its essence. You should use specific instruments to pick it up and carry it. I could provide you with all you need. What would I get in return? Fortune and glory, kid. Fortune and glory. Tremendously epic. All right, then, I'll do it. Very well. Help yourself to the container and the trowel near the door. Once you've identified the plant, bring it back to me. Thanks. It will also take me a while to find what I need in the warehouse. We'll meet back here. Alrighty. Sorry about the extra clickiness. I've got like a clicky stammer in my finger after all the clicking I've been doing. Goodbye. See you soon. So that's the stuff by the door there. We'll take that. When you find the plant with the white flowers, make sure to be careful. I'll do my best. Shazam. Progress has been made. The owner was clearly in a great hurry to leave. Yes, he was. I'm sure that candy machine's going to be important at some point. Bone Town. What's this? Here on the side is a multi-formatted disc. Once all the info has been inserted in the reader, it will be converted into data, which will be passed to the printer. Only then will it be ready to begin operating. I'm not thirsty. They're automatic vending machines. Okay. Futuristic power supply. It looks like some kind of power supply, but I've never seen anything like this. Because it's futuristic, my man. Ask the nerd, he'll know. Hi. Hello, welcome to the fabulous Bonetown New Pub. Is this supposed to be a pub? It is. It's a fully fledged pub. You have the opportunity to select different drinks of your choice, and it's all automated. That's a great idea. At first sight, it looks more like a garage with vending machines. Details. This is the future. People don't want to waste time with chatter. They want to get straight to the point. I offer what they want, a valid alternative to the old and worn-down Bonetown premises. Maybe you should have invested a bit more in the interior design, like moving some tyres or getting rid of the old tools. I appeal to a different clientele, but the style of dine and dash, but more like drink and dash. Well, if that's your philosophy, I'd say you've done a great job. I know. Thank you. How is business going in Bonetown? I only opened this business recently, but I'm very confident. The market research I did before opening in Bonetown is very accurate. So it's just a matter of time, and then I'm sure I'll find a great satisfaction. What kind of market research? I was passing by Bonetown when I had a car problem. I asked for help from the town mechanic. After the hike to check out my stored car, he asked me if I'd by any chance had something to drink. And so the light bulb went off in my head. If people here need takeaway drinks, I'll be here to serve them. So you just relied on the opinion of a single person who happened to be thirsty. Exactly. I know how to read the needs of a village. It's from little things like that big projects grow. I have some serious doubts, but I wish you luck. Thanks, but the luck doesn't have anything to do with it. Intuition and precise calculations are the foundation of every solid venture. That's right. I agree. Who's the town mechanic? He's a very skilled local handyman. They still call him the blacksmith here. He can fix practically anything. At first I had some problems with the vending machines, and he took care of them, making them all go again. Now he's tinkering with my car. Now that I've moved here, I don't need it anymore. Since I have no urgency to get it fixed, I told the blacksmith he could work on it during the slow times. Since then, I haven't seen him around anymore. I understand. I also saw a 3D printer. Yes, it's the latest fashion. I decided to expand my market by offering different products in the same store. I have more chance to succeed. Drinks and 3D printers. I see you also grasp the symbiosis of it all. It's another of my brilliant ideas. You can use it if you want. The first time is free, just to encourage the customer to come back. Oh, that's going to be important then. And many people use it here in Bonetown. Some pass by here to see it, supposing it's an aquarium. But as soon as they recognise its potential, a universe of opportunity will open up to them. I like your enthusiasm. I'll make good use of it too then. It's at your disposal when you want it. What a top lad. How do you handle your operation? That's simple. The vending machines and the signs do their work. I just have to wait for the customers. And invest in the proceeds of my other passion, video games. Oh, so you're a developer? Please. I want to make a living. I play everything and can help developers with my precise and sharp feedback. That's what I do. Of course. He's me. With the tash. Goodbye. See you soon. Pow, pow.